Millicent Cunningham Owens. This research project is focused on the transportation obstacles faced in rural education. This topic was chosen because of circumstances that were observed with second grade students who live in and attend school in a rural area of the city. Students who were identified by their absenteeism, below grade level performance, with low self esteem, or lack family support and transportation have been invited to participate in after school, summer learning, and Saturday programs. The purpose of this research is to determine the necessity of system provided transportation to ensure that these students are receiving adequate intervention instruction that is needed for them to reach their second grade level benchmark. The problem identified in this research is the challenges of transportation that rural second grade students face, which cause them to lack participation in intervention programs and services that are offered to them. Some of these challenges include the geographical location where the students live may be too far from the school to walk to attend the after school or summer learning programs. There's no public transportation. Some of the parents of these students may be non-drivers. Parents may be faced with financial issues to prevent them from being able to pay someone to transport their child or children to and from the school. And then safety is also a problem for families in terms of trusting their child or children to be in the care of trusting adults. The problems families in rural areas face when considering after-school, summer, or Saturday programs and intervention are not new, and it's not limited to just one school system. In an effort to attract and retain student participation in after-school, Saturday, and summer learning programs, consideration must be given to establishing good lines of communication between the parents, teachers, program facilitators, and those involved. When all of the parties are clear on the nature and expectations with the level of commitment made, the duration of the program, the roles of responsibility for each person involved in promoting the student's success, then the expected outcomes can be favorable, and they'll also be positive to increasing proficiency. Because transportation and safety continues to be a huge barrier within most school districts with rural students, some districts who have public transportation have found that by obtaining transportation vouchers from their local bus companies within their community, the issue of transportation has been remediated. Then, concerning the issue of the inadequate after-school transportation, using those vouchers also with a buddy system is developed where an older youth may accompany a younger youth on the bus to go home after school. The population of students served at the West End are predominantly African American students and are also from low socioeconomic communities. The sample of the students included in this study are 34 second graders who are divided into two groups of 17. Group A will be given transportation while Group B will not receive transportation. The level of success for both groups will be monitored closely throughout this study. The experimental groups of the students selected for this study will be chosen through the techniques of stratified random sampling. Our plan for protection of the humans in this study, each of the participants' role will be for disadvantaged students who receive transportation to and from the academic after school, Saturday school, and summer learning programs. Protection and confidentiality will include assigning a color-coded system to highlighted portions of the data will involve the report that's going to be used. The students will be randomly selected and their names are going to be not be used in this study, and will be replaced with a number to refer to each one of them to protect their integrity and their identity. A list will be kept of all students participating in this study. This study is designed to be harmless to each of the students. Each student will be given a student consent form prior to participating in this study, and it will be explained to them the process and procedures of this study. The dependent variable in this study is students in one group having access to services that will enable them to perform at a higher academic level to promote overall success. Students will receive an equitable measure of resources equivalent to those of students in urban area schools. The independent variables in this study will also involve both the intrinsic and extrinsic praise and the rewards that students will receive in response to their attendance daily, and improved test scores with verbal praise and tangible items. Our timeline is going to consist of the students who will be chosen for the study and placed into groups prior to the grading period due to the fact that the study will take place over the next grading period. This will serve as the initial beginning of the study. Students of both groups will be given a survey to complete to share their ideas, their likes and dislikes of the study. Then the teachers will keep a log of documentation of students' transportation to and from the program and the level of participation in the study. This information will then be used to collect the data to better access the necessity and support of the transportation needed for them to attend the program. Now, the constitutive and operational definitions include obstacle, which is a thing that blocks one's way or prevents or hinders progress. Explicit instruction is a way to teach in a direct, structured way. Equitable distribution is the fair but not necessarily equal. Disadvantage, an unfavorable circumstance or condition that reduces the chances of success or effectiveness. Absenteeism is the practice of regularly staying away from work or school without good reason. And then stakeholder is a person with an interest or concern in something, especially a business. Ames Web data and test scores, daily grades, pre and post test scores will all be used to aid in conducting research and collecting data for this study. The data collected from these tests, along with their pre and post tests, provide detailed information to identify a student's areas of strength and weakness in comparison to their peers at the same grade level. This data is also going to help in the classroom with the classroom teacher to be able to develop a strategic plan of instruction to meet the students at their individual point of instructional need. Both grades and test scores, such as Ames Web, are reliable. These instruments will allow the teachers to monitor student progress with a detailed report. These students who have low grades and test scores that are lower are invited for additional support. They should receive adequate transportation if they have no way to the program. In September of 2022, the West End campus experienced a significantly high number of low-performing second grade students who struggled in math and reading, or they were failing below the grade level benchmark on the Ames Web assessment. The effects of COVID-19 had a major effect on this academic outcome for the population of students who will be participating in this study. Many of those students who received a virtual and traditional or a combination of both types of instruction prior to entering into the second grade, having had only 6 months to receive their explicit reading and math instruction in the classroom face-to-face setting. As a result, the need for after-school tutoring and additional academic programs became a great necessity. For those students in this study, it will be necessary to show how students in the research groups will benefit from receiving the transportation necessary to afford them the opportunity to attend after school programs, Saturday school, and even learning programs.